Hey, me, Makari. You join Discord and Twitch. Hey, thanks, bye. Max0r time. Max0r time. Max0r time. Max0r time. Chat, YouTube, you guys know the drill. Go and watch the original. Go like Max0r. I mean, if you're watching this, you're absolutely subscribed to Max0r at this point. And if you're not, why aren't you? Because if I can't be your representation of mental illness, then who can? Max0r can.
Is a game where the impossible is made plausible, where the going gets ghost.
Right, yes. I forgot. This was in the I'm absolutely ADHD crackheaded riddled dopamine rush phase of his editing.
Where 90% of all battles are fought using stone-based blunt force
I never
trauma.
played
In this game, you play as Traffic Control, who is given supernatural abilities by her tulpa and the unnaturally finish.
So it's an isekai. Actually, okay, so the only thing I actually know about this game is it's basically a bastardization of the SCP Foundation concept. And you play the woman. What I also know is that I had one friend who wouldn't shut the out this game, and every time I talked to them when it came out, they were like, oh, Makari, I'll tell you what, I was playing Control the other day. Oh, you playing Control, were you? Like every other fecking day for the last 2 weeks.
Janitor, as she undergoes the most complex and deadly job application known to man. As the new director for the Not SCP Foundation, you're given the job of researching and containing supernatural kitchen appliances with minimal or no government oversight and what appears to be
the
a
SCP Foundation
Guard succession law. You assume
I would
this
never go
to fight the hiss.
Man, guys, at what time in society or history has not having governmental oversight ever been bad? Geneva Convention? More like Geneva Suggestion.
A red-tinted malevolent force of death to stop
sounds
them
like a lot
from
of fun.
reaching the has-been hotel dimension. And much like any problem, this can be solved with a gun.
It reminds me of,
stronger
actually.
than any gun is
It's gonna sound weird. It reminds me of Prey. You know, the 2015-ish game. Got that same sort of aesthetic to it.
our protagonist's extreme knack for hurling rocks at literal breakneck velocity, and in the process of destroying her enemy, conducts more stoning than Saudi Arabia. Here at the federal government, our exorcisms are performed with extreme prejudice. Control is one of the best.
Okay, a real question. By all means, answer in the chat. Do we think Max0r has become more or less unhinged since his older videos? I want to say more, but he's become better at hiding it. He's become much more adept at subverting those expectations and hiding his crackheadedness within the context and subtext of his videos.
Best action shooters that I have played in years, and to explain why, we're going hog
Also,
wild.
this music goes
so don't
hard.
take this as legitimate consumer advice, because I am as qualified
You put the Metal Gear
and
Solid theme to
intelligent
anything,
as
it just
an
absolutely
EA
gets
executive.
slapped.
Instead, I ask you to join me in untangling the
Oh yeah, we're
thrilling
joining you,
combat,
Max0r.
the
Let's
stealth
fucking go!
missions, the unusual plot, and a save system more malformed than Charles II.
I love how there was a period in time in the YouTube algorithm. I love the fact there was a period of time on YouTube where YouTubers would be able to make the funniest comment by relating it to the stupidity of anything British. What's that? Need a funny punchline? Well, put any kind of context in there and then relate it to something British. Instant comedy gold. Instant comedy gold. Haha, funny because British people are stupid. Did she just yeet an FBI agent? You! Stop that criminal right now! Get over there! Actually, I realized this is reminding me... I say this was reminding me of Prey. It's reminding me of Prey crossed with Atomic Heart. Which I realize Atomic Heart came out later, but you can see the parallels, right? Shady governments running dystopian futures. Crazy. This looks like fun. Should I play it?
Hello, I'm Luigi.
Oh my god, this editing is just so stupid. I love Max0r's modern content, I truly do, but there's something so crackheaded about how spasticated this editing style is that just absolutely hits me close to home. As an ADHD-ridden, depressed Muppet, born in the land of Blighty, this does a 9 out of 10 job of distracting me from Brexit problems.
This game is surprisingly simple. Almost everything that you do is just in a room shooting people.
Whoa.
And that's the best shit ever. There's no pre-animated takedowns. No
07's in the chat if you're in a room right now.
Following an NPC for 6 fucking hours. Please, Bourbon, speed up. Every shootout is up to you, and that's what makes the spectacle significantly more impressive than the Left 4 Dead 2 pre-rendered gas station explosion. Sorry guys, I was filming for a video.
Can we like take a second?
No shit. No, low key. Okay, this is some Kari lore right here. We're about to do a side quest. Little bit of side quest Kari lore. Back in the day when I used to record my Warframe guides, back when I used to make like my scripted content, back when I actually used to put effort into what I do, rather than just recording slop because I'm depressed and have no creativity in my bones anymore. Whenever I used to record footage of the gameplay, I would go, and even when I was streaming, in fact, anytime I was streaming Warframe or anytime I was recording something for a video, anytime I needed content from a public lobby, I would go into that game and I would have a pre-copy-pasted script where it would literally be like, hey, just so you know, I'm recording this on twitch.tv/Makari. And, you know, the presenting it in a way where I was being like, oh yeah, no, I'm just thinking about you, just so you know that I'm recording, because consent is important. Low-key, it was just a shameless plug so that they'd come to my Twitch streams. Worked. And shameless, yes, but it worked. There are people in my Twitch stream right now who have been with me for the longest of time because of my shameless antics. I would even do that in the trade channel occasionally. I would post a little copy pasta saying, hey guys, Warframe stream right now. You guys could, dude, if it works, it works until it doesn't, because I also got a 48-hour suspension from Warframe for doing that one time, so... Do it until you can make it. Get that publicity the way you can. It's like putting TTV in your name. Okay. Side quest done. Side quest achieved. I have explicited myself about shameless promotion in games.
Dude. In a way, this game is basically only possible because of modern CPUs. If I showed this to my father 10 years ago, he would have a fucking aneurysm. In those dark times.
And also hit you with a belt.
We were confined by Skyrim's weakness to only render 10,000 cheese wheels at once.
Oh. This is giving me PTSD from our chat versus streamer event we just did, and I am in the process of editing it, and the amount of cheese... Oh, okay. That's fine. I'll just have a mild aneurysm over here.
You'll probably need a good computer to render it, since every bullet spawns at least 50 clipboards upon impact. DLSS is also a miracle technology for when I don't want my computer to etch ones and zeros on a stone tablet.
Oh,
I highly recommend it. This
XP.
aesthetic is very appealing because this game doesn't have the slave labor budget of Dubai. Therefore, it sticks to relatively clean interiors that you subsequently...
I say this every Max0r video, but just when you think you're, you know, braced for the next, like, racially obscene thing that he says, bam, hits you in the face, and oh boy, that you're completely taken aback.
Crash like your local McDonald's bathroom. Just don't enter the sticky note room. Our adventure takes place in one building called the Oldest House, where the Federal Bureau of CIA Mormons conducts ethical experiments on the supernatural. Like
the oldest house, like every house in England.
Ooh, you want to hit the bell? It's a gateway between our world and the extra dimension.
Do I have the bell? I don't have the bell. I'm gonna do that right now. Oh boy. Legitimately, Max0r might be the only person I have the bell pushed for.
Which is why white people immediately colonized it. There is variety, but what is...
It's because I'm British, isn't it? Look, I'm not saying colonization was right. I'm just saying that my ancestors were pretty based, okay?
There is tailor-made to make you feel like a pit bull in an orphanage. Enemies explode into colored smoke.
Ew.
Rooms glow with beautiful lighting across a mirror sheen, and you can throw everything.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe we play this at some point.
Into the
I have been meaning
to. It's art direction that makes this game pop.
It's probably free on GOG.
Spectacle. So
What
make sure you fill your PC with an adequate number of beans. You are the agent of destruction.
Wait. Important delegation to make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 522, 894. Nope, that's not the correct amount of beans. He is missing 5 beans from his bean upgrade. I mean, guys, if you're going to upgrade your computer with beans, you want to get the right quality of beans and make sure you've applied thermal paste to each of the beans. You can't just upgrade your computer. Like, this is computer gore right here. Like, they're trying to present themselves in a way that makes them seem like they know how to upgrade a computer, but really they're just doing the Linus Tech Tips of computer porn.
Beans. You are the agent of destruction of the game and your computer, and the visuals only emphasize this. But it would be nothing without that sick gameplay. Battlefield 4 is a great looking game.
This was the same people who made Alan Wake, right? I remember hearing that somewhere.
Fortunately, we're playing a game that has more than 2 buttons, so it's time to explain.
Oh, no.
Lesson 1 in Video James, the buttons. There's the aforementioned Mach 5 stone toss, but that's not all. You can literally fly in this game. Do you know how many options that unlocks?
Speaking of Warframe, these liminal spaces, these places, look a lot like the testing areas in Warframe, like the mastery rank upgrade places.
That's not all. You can literally fly in this game. Do you know how many options that unlocks? The paint buckets think they're safe, and suddenly this bastard's leaping direct. Among these are some fancy, less cool abilities.
Couldn't
like
the ability to fly in the game is like asking people to go out of bounds.
Their consciousness. It's for the greater good. But what about the weapons? Doesn't Call of Duty...
Max0r. Wait, what? When you just chill in an airport, but you hear some dude say, "Remember no Russian." Oh my god. Max0r didn't think people would pause at every frame to see the bullshit that he put into these videos, but he was wrong. Because there was a VTuber watching. I have to say, like, no, wait, what was I gonna say? ADHD moment? Yep, certified ADHD moment.
Do you have weapons? Well, the emphasis isn't really on the gun, so you have the generic guns, maybe a grenade launcher, or maybe you change class to soldier and die anyways because you suck. And then you have the Pierce, which vomits railroad spikes.
Max0r played TF2, kind of base.
No point using anything else anymore, you just have to join the railroad. Shut the fuck up, Desdemona. You can use your weapons on basic enemies, but there is intense variety with enemies that have shields, enemies with more health, and enemies
I always feel like this game would be the kind of thing that would get boring after like the first couple of missions.
The strongest powers in the entire game. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Bullets are a scratch, and missiles are laughable compared to the sheer, incomprehensibly damaging effects of the chimpanzee attack. They are genuinely serious.
That shit around like a monkey.
They can dodge your strongest attack, which is also The Rock. Let's get back to that later. But by far, the most engaging enemy in the game is the
Oh
These
god.
all culminate to form a chaotic, fun mess of utter destruction.
Anytime anything crackheaded happens,
upgrades, and
just adding the Doom BFG music usually
works.
works.
So you can do a variety of builds and experiment with your... Okay, I lied to you. We're actually doing this now. This video is being hijacked by the Bad Fairy. The spectacle of the game and the first-time experience is amazing.
You know, I know people get upset at me for pausing, and in any other kind of video, I would say, yeah, you're totally valid, and I do pause champ a lot. But also get bent because I do what I want. I pause champ in a Max0r video because every 15 seconds, we need a few moments to collect ourselves, to really just absorb what the f was happening. You're welcome, but I am doing this for all of our benefits. All of ours. You cannot watch an old Max0r video without having at least a few seconds to set in what kind of wild crap has just happened.
Downright fantastic, but there's a serious problem, and that the single and only tactic the player can do requires a return to monkey. Throwing rocks is
my favorite strategy.
Always in
I
every
applied this
scenario,
to
the
great
best strategy possible.
success in my Team Fortress 2 game.
Just throwing rocks. There are upgrades, but rocks are objectively the best upgrade, so why do anything else? All other tactics are effectively LARPing that you want to win, because of all things, Antifa gaming is how you win. Every fight, every time. This will grate you by the end, and it makes repeated play.
That was the slowest enunciation Max0r put into this entire video.
Throughs repetitious, but Max0r, why can't you just use a different strategy if throwing rocks gets so boring?
Hey guys, real quick question. Oh god, edit that out. Edit out my sneeze. God, fuck. My nose is bleeding. What the fuck? I sneezed so hard my nose started bleeding. What the fuck? Only me. Only me. Max0r, you are oh my god. Max0r has officially brought blood from my body. So now that my blood is now back inside my body, the question I was going to ask is, has anyone actually managed to keep up with this, by the way? Like, I know asking or begging for the fact that you want to try and keep up with a Max0r video is a hard-pressed thing. And watching a Max0r video for the plot is like watching porn for the plot. Really, we all have to just admit here, we are watching this because shiny, flashy lights. And expecting to keep up with anything plot-related is a very far-stretched pipe dream.
Well, this wouldn't be a problem in a normal game designed by a non-Finnic ethnicity. However, this is an enemy at the beginning of the game, and this is an enemy near the end.
Oh, they become bullet sponges. Okay, for real though, that kind of game philosophy bogs the piss out of me. I despise it when games' answer to difficulty is to just turn them into bullet sponges. It's why Helldivers ends up being so much fun. Like, the difference in difficulty isn't the sponginess of the enemy, it's how many you fight.
I fully upgraded this gun. Effectively, enemies scale faster than you can upgrade your weaponry, which makes you weaker and more pathetic by the end of the game. There is, however, one strategy that actually gets more effective as you level it. Can you guess what it is? To get the exact same dopamine as you did at the beginning, you have to use rocks or you're literally gimping yourself. It's like going to the zoo, but you're told the only way to see other animals is to jump into the chimp exhibit.
Oh my god, was that Harambe? Fix that Harambe, guys. I feel as though that was kind of indicative of, game philosophy of the time though, right? Like back in like 2016, 17, 18, 19, that kind of like scaling, I mean it still happens in this day and age, but I just feel like that was so pertinent of things back then. I don't know, maybe game I do legitimately believe that in this modern era that we call of ours, in the Lord Savior 2024's year, we have good games. We have good games. Not many of them, but we have good games. Like, game design has gotten much more intricate and much more well thought out.
It would be nice if I could choose more ways to be more effective, but the game.
You know this makes me want to play?
I should be allowed to feel more.
Jump into the animal.
Oh my god!
Is that really the best way to meet Makari face to face?
Albamus! How dare you? I am not a chimpanzee. You. Thank you, though. Thank you for the tier 3. Asshole. Made me completely forget what I was going to say.
Powerful as the game goes on, especially if you fill the game with literal RPG mechanics. Do not get me started on the mods. 90% of them are
I will say, this is making me want to play Bioshock.
Shoot 5% more.
I feel like if I played this, I just want to end up playing Bioshock.
On my first playthrough, I went the entire game without
game's doing well when it makes you want to play something else.
Has literally no relationship to success.
Like World of Warcraft. Every time I play that, I just want to end up playing Final Fantasy 14 again.
Whatsoever, so consider ignoring it. But what can't be ignored is our motivation. Why are we here? Where is the nearest Walmart? How to evade the police after create bomb?
Also, how can I evade taxes?
These answers and more can be found in the lore, a strange tale of a janitor
my favorite thing. Favorite thing, side quest lore.
The experience that it gave me once, and the story is a huge part of that, so it's time to explore.
Ew, story in a modern AAA game? Okay, how much of it's DLC that I have to pay
for?
for?
A building out of time, shifting as you progress, a barrier between us and the cosmos. We appear to be under the influence of terrifying cosmic beings that control its operations.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that, or is it just meth? An explicit amount of LSD.
Called the Board.
I just went shopping at Home Depot.
These fuckers are inhuman, non-Euclidean voices originating from a gigantic, inverted pyramid.
Who was that? Hoomst? Do I know you? Ugh, VTubers. Disgusting. Disgusting creatures, a lot of them. Fucking VTubers. Also, you know, him making that comment about, Home Depot, it reminds me of a time back when we weren't burdened by the bullshit of TikTok. Imagine going back to 3 years ago. How much of a more beautiful timeline it was when we weren't burdened with things like Skibbity Toilet and other cringe-ass motherfucking things that you would find on the TikTok. Like, only 3 years ago. Only 3 years ago, we were a much more well-adjusted society that hadn't been crippled with the stupidity of TikTok becoming so immensely profound. A time when VTubers had only just started becoming popular.
are inhuman, non-Euclidean voices originating from a gigantic, inverted pyramid in the astral plane. You need a goddamn thesaurus to describe them, and everyone just kind of listens to their commands for seemingly no reason. Sorry, Joe Biden, in real life, the polyhedron gets the girl. In the midst of this bullshit, there's also a
oh my god, I love geometry-based comedy. It's my favorite kind of geometry-based comedy.
A force of death which invades and occupies the oldest house to spread its dominion, and the other is Polaris. Polaris is trapped inside a fucking tetrahedron. This necessitates the
People always ask, where is
tetrahedron.
People always ask where tetrahedron is. Nobody asks how is tetrahedron.
Necessitates the conscription of our protagonist to fight the cosmic war for them. At least we have a game. And to make matters worse, there is yet another mysterious, extra-dimensional presence
look, it's the
lingering in the
G-Man.
halls, the most powerful of them all.
The janitor.
A Finnish guy. It's a big plot.
I mean, that's the same thing, right? I mean, in my country, the Finnish and the janitor are basically the same thing. Wow, that was immensely culturally insensitive of me.
Point that he lends you his
again,
Walkman.
British
That's
moment.
how fucking strong they are.
Take my cassette player. You can borrow it. The song is a present from my friends to you. It will get you through the maze so you can do your job.
The only issue is that this
we
unfolds
don't
due to
play this
fetch
game?
quests exclusively. Oh, Jessup, we need the rocks. Go get the rock. Oh, I got.
Why is this guy giving me, what's-his-face energy from Fallout 4? He looks like he's about to ask me to go and help another settlement. She? He? I actually don't know. I can't tell. She? She. She. Yes, she. They look like they're about to ask me to go help with the settlement.
Oh, Jessup, we need the rocks. Go get the rock. Oh, I gotta find Dylan. Oh boy, we're in the prison now. Oh, it looks like Dylan walked by himself past me, back to exactly where I began the quest, causing all my time to be wasted. Oh, what's that, Dylan? I gotta find the spooky tetrahedron. Oh, crinklety crack. There goes my bag. In reality.
Hey now. Being afraid of objects with more than 4 surfaces is a valid phobia. If it's got 4 surfaces, 5 surfaces, I'm okay. I can deal with that. But the second you get into 5 or 6 surfaces, oh, dude, that's too many surfaces. It just sets off my fight or flight senses.
The plot is uniquely simple, and you could probably remove your brother from the story. There's this one moment where Dylan expresses doubt for your
Can I
cause.
remove my
The
siblings
Foundation
from my story?
kidnapped him. It hurt Jesse.
I'm not even the main character in my own timeline with them
3 seconds
around.
of walking in. The story is a struggle between a good side and an evil side. Every salient point
good
that
versus
Dylan makes
evil.
is kind of shrugged off as him being just
No,
crazy. And Jesse's just like, oh man, you know, the guys who
Let's not get soul
kidnapped my
music again.
brother, I'll work for him without questioning that. Almost had nuance or moral complexity there. Good thing that I levitated over it. Now all I have to do is put my brother in a fucking coat.
Dude, I wish I could just levitate like that. It would solve so many problems in life. I'll just levitate over all my problems, my bullies, my crippling social anxiety, my addiction to hentai, you know, just levitate over all of it.
Well, stop screaming, Dylan. This is all slightly offset by the presence of one Dr. Darling, whose personality is so strong that you only assumed the game was built around him. When I became tired of the Dylan saga, Darling was there dancing on a projector in my mind palace.
That looks like a 2007 YouTube music video.
I found myself drawn to him, loving every second of his performance.
No, I'm being, maybe that's the point. These have the same energy as like an early 2000s sort of like 2012 YouTube video.
I found myself drawn to him, loving every second of his performance, and I think I know why. Jessie has the personality of a fish. She could suck the rainbow out of a pride parade. The expansions can try to help with this, but no, they don't.
Look, sucking the rainbow out of a pride parade is a metaphor for something that we are not allowed to talk about here. Max0r, I don't know if you knew about that, but just so you know, you might want to consider your phraseology in the future.
Review DLC, they're often bombastic, new, and interesting, but Control's expansions suffer from the malaise of the late game. They typically drag on, and I'm just bored. They even got Alan Wake in the expansion where they fake the moon landing. That's supposed
Oh, so it is from Alan Wake. I thought it was.
to be a fun sentence, but the gameplay is identical. The Foundation DLC tries to shake things up by adding a new enemy, but instead of
Whoa,
blending it
a
into the
single new
combat, the
enemy.
game
Yeah, you probably paid like $12 for that enemy. Like $12 for a single new enemy. That's crazy.
50 screaming baboons to fight you all at once. POV, you are a minor on Discord. With all this in mind, I can't really recommend that you
Oh, that that in the current like atmosphere of Twitter and everything else going on right now, that joke did not age well. That joke has not aged well. Oh boy. Do we think if Max0r could go back and take out some of these jokes, he would? Do we think that he's risen? No, he wouldn't. Of course he wouldn't.
Play control. Wrong. That's right. This game is making a comeback. Sometimes entire games can be boiled down to just one moment. One pure example that stays with you forever and makes the experience truly worth playing. For me, there is nothing more emblematic of this than the ashtray maze. So if you're interested in playing control, here is the magic word. This is when the game dives headlong into the absurdity, the action, and everything else that makes this game actually good.
You know, it is. It's giving me SCP vibes with Backrooms. All those liminal spaces. I love that. I love that. Conceptually, this game looks amazing.
Control.
Gameplay-wise, it looks like a fetus.
Every mechanic, every encounter was all building up to the moment that you grip your finished Walkman and let it play. And yes, this music is in the game.
Oh, fuck! I wondered where I heard this from! Dude, I've heard this music before! This is actually on my playlist. Na, 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 na. Take control. Yeah. Oh my god, that's a flashback. Oh, what a vibe.
The game might not.
This song is definitely not gonna define my entire next few days and define my entire personality. And I'm absolutely not gonna listen to it on repeat until I hate it.
Be worth playing, but Ashtray Maze is a recommend. I would like to thank the kind and truthful members
Wow,
of
we got
the
through the
federal
entire video, and I
adequately
only
funding my
paused an
clandestine
absurd amount of
operations
time.
in Peru. If you'd like to contribute towards the understanding of the supernatural objects that are my videos, you can head to my Patreon to learn more. Thank you all for watching and screaming, and of course, mermaids are real.
Whoa, mama! Now that's the most believable thing I've heard in this entire video. And out of everything that I've just listened, that is the one thing I'm gonna take away. Because everything else was a fever dream. Well, that was a lot of fun, and I am now 5 brain cells shorter. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Bye! And now I need to listen to that song. This song fucking slaps. This has been on my playlist for God knows how long. Control! Control! Ah, what a vibe.